Good morning, and welcome back to Daily Dhamma, a letter to our children. Today is April 13th, and our reading is Comparing Ourselves to Others. Comparison is the thief of joy, and that's Theodore Roosevelt. In today's world of social media, it's difficult to refrain from comparing ourselves to images others post online. We may know intellectually that Bob and Susan don't really have a thriving unicorn ranch, but they look so happy, and what about those kids? We suffer every time we compare our insides to other people's outsides. So anytime we feel the urge to compare our insides to other people's outsides, here's what we do. We run outside, out back where the car's parked, open the door, and slam our hand in it 7 or 8 times. That usually takes the sting out of those comparisons. What other people do is none of our business. And if we can't be happy for other people's success, well, we can't be happy with our own either. We need to pay attention to our side of the street. The whole deal is not to be the most interesting, most successful, most good-looking group that anybody's ever seen. It's to be the most interested people, to be the most helpful people, and to mind our own business. If we do that, we're going to be okay. If we stop doing that, we're not going to be okay. The Bhagavad Gita says selfless service. It doesn't say anything about league tables or anything else. Our favorite shtick on this is Chevy Chase in Caddyshack, when the guy asks him how he compares himself to other golfers, and he says by height. That'd be a losing hand around here, too. We're both pretty short. Comparing people, even if it's just comparing ourselves to other people, is an act of hubris, because it assumes, makes an ass of you and me, it assumes that we have enough information and that we're wise enough that we can judge what other people's value is. Where do we get off with that? That doesn't make any sense. We have a hard time judging our own actions from minute to minute, let alone trying to look into the soul of the person sitting next to us and evaluate whether or not they're moral enough to sit next to us. Now, this is a big problem in modern society, because I don't know where this comes from. Everybody's got to have an opinion, and it's got to be the right opinion. And if somebody doesn't have the right opinion, we'll hector them until they fall apart or get fired or run away or hide themselves someplace. Yeah, that's not a recipe for a healthy civil society. That's a recipe for disaster. Everybody at daggers drawn and holding grudges and I'll get you back on. How dare you say that? That whole ugly, how dare you shtick. Listen, bud, that's no way to go through life. Just saying, suit yourself, and if you want to be like that, go ahead on. I guess there's nothing we can do about that, but don't be surprised if people turn that right back on you. How dare you judge the rest of the planet based on your limited experience? Huh? This is it's a real deal. So we need to be very careful. Let's not compare ourselves to others. It's hard enough just comparing ourselves to ourselves. Are we doing better than we were last year? We believe if we're not at least a little embarrassed by what we were doing last year, we're not living right. So there's that. So happy trails to you until we meet again.